Everyone laughed. Again. Another fintech appearing with promises to reinvent the bank, democratize credit, be the future of finance. The market looked, yawned, and followed the dance. In 2021, SoFi became the darling of hype. Lively headlines, financial influencers shouting by the dip, bells ringing on the NASDAQ, and then ... the graph plummeted. It was almost poetic. The fintech bubble burst. Investors fled as if someone had shouted, "Recession." In the middle of the party, an analyst who yesterday extolled the disruptive model mysteriously disappeared from social networks. An investor stickman looks at the screen and says, "That's it." But was it really? While the market turned its face away and pretended it had never heard of SoFi, the company did the unthinkable. It not only survived, it grew. And more than that, it has transformed. While other fintechs retreated, cut staff, froze plans, and begged for more rounds of capital, SoFi went against the grain and made the boldest move of all. It became a bank, not in PowerPoint. Really? Approved banking license? Checking account? Personal credit card? Investments? Student refinancing? ... all in the same app? All indoors? And quietly, while no one else was paying attention, it began to build what may be the first 100% digital, integrated, and verticalized bank in the United States. Brick by brick, customer by customer, while everyone was laughing, she built it. And now ... guess who's having the last laugh? Unlike many fintechs that only know how to put a colored button, minimalist font, and slogan like "Own Your Financial Future," SoFi decided to do what almost no one does: work. That's right. Instead of living on promises, it has become an operational machine, one of those that not only runs, but runs round. The key to this turnaround, the banking license won in 2022, it sounds bureaucratic, but it changes everything. Because with it, SoFi stopped playing bank, and it became a real bank. Now it raises money directly from its own customers, like you, who leaves your money in the account there and lends it to others. With higher spreads and without paying a toll to any bank, result, profit in your pocket and total control. And this is where the game changes. While other fintechs are still trying to understand how to integrate a credit card into the app without crashing everything, SoFi already offers a complete financial ecosystem. Retirement, automatic investment, loans, cashback, physical card, digital card, and maybe even a coffee. Okay, not this one yet. All connected. And better. Everything closely watched by a system that crosses its data in real time. Did you spend on a ticket? The app already suggests a travel plan. Did you pay the card minimum? It already shows you how to avoid interest. The more you use it, the more it learns, and the more he learns. The more you are imprisoned, that is faithful. Traditional banks look at this and cry, in Excel, because SoFi's fluidity doesn't come from magic, it comes from control. And control, in this game, is power. While the market yawned between one Apple stock and another Nvidia stock, SoFi's numbers screamed like a fire alarm. Revenue growing quarter over quarter, millions of new customers coming in as if they found free Wi-Fi. The amount of products used per user rising at a marathon pace. But guess what? No one paid attention. Because, of course, Wall Street loves a short story with a quick happy ending. If the profit doesn't appear in 3 episodes or less, they change the channel. And since SoFi was still reinvesting every penny to scale, the stock was ignored, pushed into the corner. Like that talented cousin that no one takes seriously until he gets rich. But there's a detail that many people seem to forget. Exponential companies first grow, then reap. First they invest, then they profit. First they get beaten, then they teach. SoFi did just that. In just over 18 months, it doubled its user base. And more importantly, it's not just people creating accounts and disappearing. Customers come in, ... and they stay. Because the ecosystem was designed for that. Card here, credit there, investments in the same app. And that's it. Loyalty without having to give a gift. This generates predictable revenue, the kind of thing that long-term investors love to put on their pillow before bed. But as always, most only wake up when the rocket has already taken off, and then you already know, all that remains is to watch from afar. You won't miss this boarding either, right? So subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and come closely follow what Wall Street still pretends it hasn't seen. Want to know why SoFi has such an absurd advantage that it makes a competitor tremble slightly? One word: verticalization. While other fintechs live Frankenstein style, they take credit on one side, process payment on the other, and tape everything together. SoFi decided to set up its own lab. Everything is done in-house, from loan to collection, from card to investment, from platform to application. This means that it not only spends less with third parties, but also responds faster than a telemarketing call center at 7 a.m. Result: agility, control, and of course, a higher margin. Much bigger. And you want to know the most ironic? Even fintechs that compete with it use SoFi's infrastructure. Through Galileo, its technology subsidiary, SoFi provides the backbone of dozens of other companies in the industry. In other words, when competition grows, SoFi profits. It's like owning the battlefield and still selling the ammunition to both sides. Intelligent, very much, and all of this allows you to launch products in record time with smooth integrations and a user experience so intuitive that it seems like it was made by magical elves. But it's just engineering, data, and well-done planning. Remember Apple, which controls hardware, software, and even the charger cable? It is this level of dominance that SoFi is building in the financial sector. And now I want to know, do you think this strategy is a game, or do you still think that this is all just startup smoke? Comment below. I want to know if you're on the team of skeptics or those who have already understood the map of the mine. Do you know someone from Generation Z who wakes up and thinks, I think I'm going to call my bank manager today just to chat? Of course not. This generation barely answers calls from their own mothers. Imagine Bradesco paperwork queues, signature with pen. For them, this is like banking archaeology. What this crowd wants is tap, drag, swipe, and that's it. In 2 minutes on the app, solve your entire financial life. And guess who understood this before everyone else? A SoFi. While traditional banks are still trying to put Wi-Fi in branches and teach tellers not to scare customers with legal jargon, SoFi has already arrived with a polished app, direct language, and a proposal that screams, hey, Gen Z, this is your place. No hidden fees or fine print camouflaged behind mysterious links. Experience comes before everything else. Simple, clear, fast. The account opens in minutes, the credit comes on the same day, and the cashback is already dripping before the bill expires. It is as if the bank has finally understood that it is in the 21st century. And we are not talking about just any audience. They are the future entrepreneurs, investors, mass consumers, and supreme irony, even future bank managers. Only digital. Whoever conquers this group now is not winning a customer. It is gaining decades of relationship, loyalty, and revenue. SoFi has already planted the tree, and it's watering with innovation, data, and digital coffee. Whoever arrives later, it will only catch the shadow. Every innovative company, every self-respecting startup goes through that famous phase of burning cash. You know, that time when money seems to run out faster than your cell phone battery? The difference between those who go to the ditch and those who become successful is knowing the right time to stop burning and start transforming growth into real results. And look, SoFi has handled this lesson better than a lot of people out there. In recent quarters, the story has changed completely. Operating losses have turned into adjusted profit. Net revenue has not only beaten expectations, but has exceeded them, and guidance for the future is more optimistic than a team coach winning at the last minute. And you know what's better? The big investors, those sharks that really move the market and don't just stay in the blah blah blah, are coming back to this party. This kind of inflection point is that magical moment that turns a forgotten stock left in the corner of the portfolio into the darling of the stock market. The investor who understands this knows when the fundamentals align with the results, the share price eventually follows without crying. Or candlestick? The problem is that patience is a luxury that few have. Who expects the confirmed profit and applause of the media already pays the high price, and who has vision, this one anticipates and enjoys the ride before the crowd. And you, which scene are you going to expect? The most interesting, SoFi is still just at the beginning of this journey. There is still a long road ahead and giant opportunities on the radar. International expansion, for example, is in the pipeline, just waiting for the green light to take off. And Galileo, that SoFi technological infrastructure platform that many people don't even know about, hasn't even reached its maximum monetization potential yet. In other words, there is money coming out of the gears that no one has seen yet. To top it off, the company is investing heavily in artificial intelligence for personalized financial management, the kind of technology that will make the app understand you better than your own bank manager, the one you've never seen in person. Oh, and let's not forget the possible return of student loan payments in the US, a giant market that can further explode profits in the company's core business. Other than that, if the macroeconomic scenario stabilizes and interest rates retreat, the cost of funding falls and the profit margin rises at the same speed. In this scenario, the question is no longer, is it worth investing? And it becomes, why the hell didn't I join earlier? Every revolution begins with skepticism, doubts, jokes, but a few turn into historical cases that change the game forever. Now it's up to you. SoFi is just another fad for distracted investors. Or will it be the foundation of a new digital financial empire? Think carefully before answering.